Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in New York City for a critical mission, one that could shape the future of his nation and its standing on the global stage. He is set to speak first at the United Nations General Assembly, a platform where the world's eyes are fixed on him. Israel faces unprecedented international criticism over its prolonged military operations in Gaza, following the Hamas attacks of October 2023. The streets outside the UN are filled with protesters, their signs and chants echoing the global outcry. The world awaits Netanyahu's response to mounting pressure from allies and adversaries alike, as journalists and diplomats gather to witness his address. This visit is pivotal as several Western countries have recognized a Palestinian state, challenging Netanyahu's policies and putting Israel's diplomatic relations to the test. Netanyahu's goal is to halt this diplomatic momentum against Israel, striving to maintain his nation's strategic alliances. He arrives under immense scrutiny, accused of disproportionate force and even genocide by some critics. The media frenzy is palpable, with headlines questioning his every move. His speech aims to defend Israel's actions as necessary for security, emphasizing the threats his country faces and the measures taken to protect its citizens. The challenge is immense, as many UN members have already formed opinions on the conflict, making it a tough crowd to persuade. Netanyahu must reshape a narrative that has turned against him, a task that requires not just rhetoric but a compelling argument. His appearance is not just diplomatic formality but a high-stakes showdown, where every word will be scrutinized and every gesture analyzed. The outcome could redefine Israel's international standing, influencing future alliances and the geopolitical landscape. The diplomatic ground is shifting beneath Israel, as international scrutiny intensifies and criticism grows louder on the world stage. At a pivotal French-Saudi summit in New York, Western powers took the significant step of recognizing a Palestinian state, sending shockwaves through diplomatic circles and fundamentally altering the landscape of Middle Eastern diplomacy. In response to this mounting pressure, Israel quickly launched a high-profile public awareness campaign in New York City, aiming to sway both public opinion and international policymakers. Billboards and mobile trucks encircled the United Nations, displaying powerful reminders of the October 7 Hamas attacks, ensuring the message reached diplomats and citizens alike. The campaign's goal is to recenter the global conversation on the initial aggression, highlight the ongoing plight of Israeli hostages, and evoke empathy for those still affected. Israeli officials argue that this diplomatic counteroffensive is essential not only to challenge accusations of genocide, but also to defend their nation's narrative in a rapidly changing environment. The Remember October 7th campaign seeks to provide crucial context for Israel's actions, reminding the world of the trauma that sparked the current conflict. By bringing these stories to the forefront, Israel hopes to remind global leaders and the public why the war began and to influence the ongoing debate over justice and accountability. Netanyahu's journey to New York was fraught with logistical and legal challenges. His flight path was rerouted to avoid countries with ICC arrest warrants against him. This rerouting highlights his growing isolation and the legal threats he faces. Netanyahu's arrival is not just a leader's visit but a defiant stand against international condemnation. The rerouted flight foreshadows his combative stance at the UN. Netanyahu's agenda in Washington is dominated by a tense and highly anticipated meeting with President Trump, a moment that could shape the future of the Middle East. The stakes are clear, both leaders know that the world is watching, and every word exchanged behind closed doors could have far-reaching consequences. Netanyahu is deeply concerned about Trump's proposed Gaza peace plan, fearing it could compromise Israel's long-term security and strategic interests. He worries that the plan may force Israel to make concessions that could weaken its position in the region, especially with mounting pressure from his own political base. Meanwhile, Trump has issued a clear warning against any unilateral Israeli annexation of the West Bank, a stance that directly contradicts the demands of Netanyahu's right-wing coalition partners and creates tension within Israel's government. The core of the disagreement centers on the future of the West Bank and the broader resolution of the Gaza conflict, with both leaders holding firm to their visions for peace and security in the region. Trump's plan is focused on achieving regional stability and lasting peace, but he remains firmly opposed to any moves toward annexation, believing it could destabilize the fragile balance in the Middle East. Netanyahu now faces the difficult task of persuading Trump to amend the plan in Israel's favor, while Trump is under pressure from his advisors and international partners to rein in Netanyahu's ambitions and maintain American credibility. The outcome of this high-stakes meeting could ultimately determine the fate of the Gaza peace plan and set the tone for future U.S.-Israel relations. This moment is a crucial test of the leaders' relationship, as well as Netanyahu's ability to influence his most powerful ally on the world stage. With so much at stake for both leaders, the world waits anxiously to see what decisions will emerge from this pivotal encounter. Netanyahu navigates a precarious political landscape, caught between international condemnation and domestic pressures. Internationally, he's pushed to end the Gaza war and accept regional reconstruction. Domestically, his coalition demands more aggressive action, including West Bank annexation. Annexation could shatter the Abraham Accords, risking diplomatic ties with Arab nations. Netanyahu faces a dilemma: appease his coalition or preserve historic peace deals. His UN visit reflects the tightrope he walks daily. His speech must project strength to his base while countering international hostility. Balancing these pressures could define his leadership and the region's future. The coming days are crucial for Netanyahu's political survival.